Hi, and welcome to week 3's assignment tutorial. This week you're going to be writing a reading response. That response is going to be generated based on a university library reading that you will select. Here are your options. As you can see, many different options exist, and they all will venture into different areas. For example, there's one called Robots Will Take Our Jobs and Make More. So basically what you're doing this week is you're going to choose an article, and then you're going to think about the response that the article author makes and decide whether or not you agree with it. And then write 2 paragraphs, an introductory paragraph where you set the stage for what you're going to argue, and then one body paragraph where you're going to write a clear response supporting your opinion on the article takeaway. What does that look like? That looks something like this. Here in our example, posted it within the classroom, you can see the article is called, "Is Google Making Us Stupid?" Interesting topic, right? We don't know. We're going to find out though. And after reading the article, I decided that my stance was going to be that the author is right. If deep diving into thinking stops and internet surfing continues, the human population is at risk to become mindless. That's my thesis statement, okay? In your reading response, you also need to have a thesis statement. And that thesis statement should be a stance. In this case, I'm saying the author is right. And it should provide one reason why the author is right. In this way, I am arguing, in this example, I'm arguing that it's right because Google is making us more mindless, okay? Then you can see I start my body paragraph down here. It's one body paragraph. It should include evidence, okay? So in this example, I've pulled a direct quote, and you can see my topic sentence is primarily the issue is not whether or not the internet is making people stupid, but that with the inundation of information, readers risk becoming mindless receptacles of knowledge instead of conduits of knowledge. Okay, so then I go on to explain. To explain what happens when surfing the net, the author writes, "Our ability to interpret text, to make the rich mental connections that form when we read deeply and without distraction, remains largely disengaged when we are internet surfing." Okay, then I go on and I discuss what that means and how we are largely disengaged when we read information, and I explain that argument. Okay, as you will be instructed this week, this is the appropriate way to include research. When you include research, you'll cite it using the author's last name, the author date, and the page or paragraph number. Okay, then you'll explain that information, and then you'll end your paragraph with a concluding sentence of some sort. So like, here's my concluding sentence. "It is only through making connections to others and between topics that mindlessness can be diminished, leaving room for engagement and deprogrammed thinking." All right, so I also wanted to note that I have included a APA formatted reference citation, which correlates directly back to my in-text citation, reflecting my direct quote included. Now, I want to show you a quick trick to use when citing including your APA reference citation. Let's say you chose the article, "How Social Media Endangers Knowledge." You'll read the article, you'll determine your stance, and then you'll think of one reason supporting your stance. Just like I said, my reason is I think the article is correct, and the reason why is because it does induce mindlessness in people. Google does induce mindlessness in people. Now, if I want to quote from this article and I want an APA formatted reference citation, I just go up here to this button called Cite, and I click on it, and it will populate different reference citations in different formats. For the formatting for expectation for our class, it will be APA, so I'll select APA, then I can copy and paste it and into my Word document to be submitted. All right, so that's that trick. Now finally, I wanted to quickly go over the rubric expectations. Keep in mind that your writing needs to reflect the author name of the selected text and accurately summarize the material. There needs to be a thesis statement. It should have a stance and a reason. And then you need to include 1 to 2 examples of integrated evidence properly conveyed. Okay, you need to use APA formatting. and use the template supplied in the assignment directions. Finally, it needs to be grammatically clean. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions, just let me know. Take care. Bye.